Hello guys, Muckeman here with a guide for Ratchet & Clank Deadlocked New Game Plus. Before you start speedrunning this game, there's a few things you need to know, and that is if you play on the PS2, you'll lose a lot of time to loading, so that's not recommended if you're aiming for the world record. And if you're using the PlayStation 3, you're going to have to use a splitter or a iPhone like I'm doing to record your playthrough, because the PlayStation 3 decrypts the data or the media output. You want to run this game in Spanish. This is only to save like 2 seconds in the beginning of the game. Also make sure that you turn off your help text. This will not always work, but in some cases it does. So as you can see, here in the first room, I'm waiting for Clank to finish talking, and then I can look to the left. But as you can see here, I spam the right analog stick upwards and to the right, as you can hear, and that will allow you to skip Clank's dialogue if you have cleared out this room and started a new save. And I'll just show you how you do that. So when you're finished with this room, just save the game again and you're good. And then just load this save, and then you will be able to skip Clank's dialogue. So anyways, the fastest way to clear out this room is to jump once, jump twice, not ledge grab. Charge boost. When you start sliding at the end, that's when you want to start shooting, and you'll at the beginning shoot into the stairs, and then you'll aim at above the light, and this will be the fastest way to clear out the room. From here, charge boost once, switch to the shotgun, don't fall in to the lava, or whatever you call it, charge boost twice, place yourself to the left just to make sure that you can see all the enemies and all the enemies spawn. If you stand to the right, there's a chance of you missing or some of the enemies not spawning. Do a single jump, not a double jump like I did right there. So I'll just show you quickly like how I've set it up, all the weapons. All the weapons have the shock mod because it's way better than all the other Omega mods. Alpha mods, they're just to make your weapon faster or have a or making it a bigger hit radius. This is not necessarily like the best setup, but I think this works really good. So the flail, you need a bit of area mod because you're going to use it a lot to kill zombies, and you want to take out as many at once. The gun, just spam it with the speed mod because you're not using it that much, so you don't need ammo or anything else. The shotgun you're going to use a lot, so you want to keep a balance between ammo and speed. The stalker mine, I've a bit of overkill on the speed mod, so you don't need to have this much speed. You can have more ammo to be safe. The bomb blaster, whatever you call it, you only use once and you have unlimited ammo, so that's why I've only equipped the speed mod. If you want to, you can increase like the area mod and that kind of stuff. It doesn't matter that much. The rocket launcher you don't use too much, so I mostly equipped speed on it. You can equip area on it, but I don't see it. It doesn't seem necessary for me. Also, if you want to be a bit more sure that you're actually going to hit targets, use the aiming mod, like just to be sure. The sniper you're not going to use that much, but you still want to have some ammo. The shield you're not going to use at all, so just don't even think about it, or don't even care. You don't need to care about it. The turret launcher you're going to use twice. And the first time you use it, you're going to use a bit of ammo, so that's why I have some ammo modes equipped. The Rhino, the only only real mod you can really use is the ammo mod, so that's why you'll just go with the ammo mod. So when you start here, you charge boost once, aim the camera to the right, charge boost twice, and then spam square. Skip the cutscene. Another thing you need to make sure before you start speedrunning this game is that you have the shield. You haven't bought the shield link, because that makes it you won't be able to unlock two whatever you call it. You can't hack two things at the same time if you have the shield link available. Also, as you can see, I have the ninja skin unlocked. You unlock it by unlocking all the exterminator cards, and this is necessary to make the bugs easier to perform, and just to make you faster and overall save time. So charge boost once, charge boost twice.
Hey, nice digs.
And what you saw there it doesn't happen at all if you're fast. Then you'll have to charge boost twice and press square. This part you're going to do quite a lot, because you're going to target the client a lot through this game, so you want to make sure to sort of get this down. So from here you charge boost, aim to the left and press square, and you'll get right to the shuttle. So from here, charge boost, shoot, equip the flail, do a flail cancel. From here, shoot the two quarks and make sure you stand in this area, because otherwise the rest of the enemies won't spawn. Also make sure you look down into the ground so the game doesn't lag up or drop frames, and this is only on the PS3 version. So the flail cancel that you just saw, you perform it by tapping L2, pressing R1 and switching weapons. And you need to shoot and switch weapons quite fast, otherwise it won't work. So double tap and switch, and as you can see, I'm using the flail cancel's speed to sort of glide forward. So as you can see, I'm sort of gliding, and then you can just jump and do whatever you want to. This is going to be your biggest sort of trick or skip in the game, so make sure you know how to perform this, because right away I'm going to use it again. This is just to save a bit of time. If you want to play more safe, you can just jump, but doing the flail cancel you can get to the third platform right away. And why you need to land specifically on the third platform is because you want to do a charge boost, shooting, cancel, jump. I don't know if there's a name to it. So what you do is you press charge boost or L2 twice, shoot, and then double tap X, and you'll get the momentum from the charge boosts even if you're jumping. So as you can see, I'll save a couple of seconds there not having to jump on those platforms. What you want to do here next is shoot these guys and the balls and go down into the lava. Or no, don't charge boost into the lava. That's my mistake, because then you'll respawn just up here again. So I want to make sure not all the enemies die here, because then I won't be able to perform the bug that just happened. So yeah, that's my fault. Yeah, the bug won't work when you kill all the enemies up there. So like, this video was not long enough already. I'm sorry. It will be a bit longer now, because I'll need to clear out this room like it was intended to be. So I'm sorry. But don't worry, I'll put timestamps, so you don't need to watch everything that I'm showing, or need to watch the mistakes I'm doing. Equip the rocket launcher because it's the fastest, or it will insta-kill this turret. So from here I'll be a bit faster just going through all the stuff and how you do it and that kind of stuff. So this video won't be as long. I'll just show you again how the advanced qualifier is supposed to go down. So equip the shotgun, switch to the flail, jump over, shoot the guys, wait for the enemies to spawn, look down, switch to the flail, flail cancel, not that bad but you get the point, and do everything else correct. Make sure you kill all these guys because otherwise the robots won't insta spawn here. Otherwise they'll walk their way all over here and you'll lose way more time than you need to. So from here, just spam the start button, switch planets, and we're off to the next one. So even before you skip the first trailer or the cutscene, you just spam L2 so you so you're off right away. So charge boost. Don't press the left analog stick forward because then you'll stop and lose all your momentum. So charge boost, shoot, press square, charge boost again, shoot, and here we're doing the slope cancel fail again, or whatever you call it, as you can see. So I can just jump over this whole gap without losing any time. So from here, you want to aim to the left, shoot, or charge boost and shoot, so you sort of glide forward. And make sure you don't do it in this area because then you'll just stop right away. So it should look like something like this. And then you'll glide into the perfect position to charge boost over this gap. And while you're charging over this gap, you want to switch to the Rhino. This is to save time in the next challenge. If you don't feel comfortable with it, don't do it. But after a while, you'll get a bit more comfortable with it and you'll be able to perform it. So like so, switch to the, and then press square. Make sure you press square because then you'll get a bit further. Then charge boost once, charge boost twice, charge boost, and just press circle. When you see this, when you see the swing shot equipped, then you know you can press circle. Don't press circle before because then you will fail, sort of, or that's what usually happens to me. Before you start this next challenge, this is why we equip the Rhino. After you press X, you want to spam R1 and start at the same time, just to skip the cutscene and shoot the Rhino once, and I'll show you why. So hopefully I'll get this. As you can see, you don't want to spam too much because then you'll get the menu screen up. But as you can see, just press X to skip that, and as you can see, I have already skipped the first ball. I don't know how much time this saves, but it saves a bit of time. Also, make sure you're jumping sort of the route that I'm going right now. This is just to ensure that all the rockets from the Landstalker gets on the ball. As you can see, I missed a bit, some of the rockets, and that's so I have to wait a bit again, and you lose time on that. And to jump fast to the sides with the Landstalker, you just press R2 and L2. To know if you have a good sort of a really good time, if you have a if you're passing this bridge at like 3 minutes or a bit more than that, you're on sort of world record pace, sort of. So this challenge, this is why you have equipped the area mod on the flail, just to clear these zombies out right away. Just switch it to the shotgun, wait, and then these will spawn. A lot to this game is to remember when certain things spawns. Like I played this game for a while, so I know that after the third round I need to equip the sniper so I can quickly shoot down the dropship. And that's a lot that is that Ratchet & Clank Deadlocked is about. Just remembering when stuff spawns and that kind of stuff. And we're done with this planet. So if you want to always see the fastest way to clear a specific challenge, watch the in-game single level runs, but usually they're not that realistically possible because you won't be prepared always for those kind of things. So same thing here. Spam L2 to just use the charge boost right away. So switch to the shotgun, shoot so you don't bonk. Charge boost, shoot, charge boost. Make sure you mark these two. Usually they don't spawn right away, but to make sure they spawn, you jump over here to make sure they actually spawn. But make sure you mark these two before you go here, or I can just show you. So charge boot, shoot, charge boot, shoot. Don't bonk into these guys. Mark, go over here or behind the tail. They'll spawn and they'll start hacking. So that's how it usually looks like. So be prepared to go through the door right away. Charge boost, shoot all the enemies. When the third one of these green thingies spawn, the dropship will start spawning, and then you can prepare the sniper and everything. So from here, you can just charge boost and use the charge boost the whole way down, but I usually like to go to the side, charge boost. Don't move oh, whoops, sorry. Go down here, use the charge boost, and oh, whoops, I'm really bad at this right now. Use the charge boosts and you can slam dunk up there. Switch fast to the mine glove or whatever you call it. And this is when you'll use the mine thingy, whatever you call it. I'll look it up. The mine launcher to get through walls. So what you want to do is make sure you have a bit of distance between the laser wall and the mine you're placing, because you're going to stand under it, so it pushes you through the wall. And when you do this, make sure that you aim your left analog stick to the left to make it easier to get through the wall. From here, just charge boost up this whole way, jump. From here, charge boost and do a slam dunk, and then that's the fastest way through this. From here you can just charge boost again, swing and ding, charge boost to the wall. Same thing here. If you're not sure in your sort of wall hacks or mine placing, make sure you EMP this so you don't get stressed out. So again, a bit from the wall, go under and go to the left, and you'll just go through easily. And you will need to train a bit on this because you're going to use it a lot. So make sure you have mastered it before doing a full game run. So this is a wonderful glitch. It's just beautiful because you can just skip all these nodes that will take you would have taken you way too long to finish. So from here, oh wait, I need the car actually. There are 3 ways you can get through this wall. The easiest way is placing, or the easiest but slowest way is placing your car in the corner and sort of trying to place yourself between here and get through. That's one way. Another way is to back up against the wall and aim your and when you like go out of the car, you aim your left analog stick to the left and make sure you sort of push yourself onto the wall. And because I'm through the wall now, I'll need to redo this challenge. I'm sorry. The third one is quite easy and is the fastest way, and it's just using the mine stalker or mine launcher. And I think actually this is sort of the easiest wall to get through in the whole game. So just place a bomb, walk under it, go to the left, and you'll be through right away. From here, I usually equip the sniper because it may be necessary in the next challenge. But from here, you just walk up here and then charge boost, and then you're done with the challenge. From here, mark all the balls to be hacked. As you can see, one of the robots are like, I'm going to shoot. I'm going to shoot instead of hacking, and then that's why you have the sniper to just make sure that he's focusing on the balls instead of shooting or hacking the balls. So you can also place the turrets just to make it easier to kill all the enemies, because there's a risk of the robots shooting the enemies instead of hacking, and you don't want that. So when you see the last star going away, you can shoot your rockets right away into the pit, and you will be done with the challenge. You'll kill the boss right away. And now you're done with this challenge and this planet. And we'll move on to the next one. From here you'll have a cutscene, just skip it and you'll move on right away. Charge boost, switch to shotgun. Charge boost, shoot. You can do a quick turn. Charge boost, shoot. Shoot again, switch. Just use the charge boosts. Skip these enemies. This is an interesting sort of glitch bug or whatever you call it, and that is only available on Kronos. But as you can see, instead of killing all these enemies, you can use your charge boost, do a flail cancel, and get up this wall. And from here you can climb and charge boost from here down to the hacking part. To perform this, you want to do the flail cancel, but when you press X, don't spam the X button. Wait a bit until you do the next X input and press square right away, and this will just work fine for you. So charge boost, you do the flail cancel, jump, wait a while, jump again, and do a square right away. And if you don't remember the flail jump, charge boost, R1, triangle, fast, and square or X. And while you're doing the flail jump, when you're doing a flail cancel, you're not allowed to move the left analog stick, because then you will lose all your momentum. So just like that, you get up here, you jump up here and charge boost over, do a square input, and you're right over here. From here you want to start equipping the weapons you need to have for shell shock. So the rhino, the sniper, and the flail is what I prefer when going up against the shell shock. Also, as you can see, I shot down the first dropship because your robots are usually stupid and want to shoot stuff instead of hacking stuff. So from here, Either you could use the grind thing rail to get over, but if you want to save like 1 or 2 seconds and risk the whole run, you can equip the flail, and you can charge over, do a fast flail cancel, and your robots will spawn right next to you. Because if you don't, if you use the grind rail, you have to wait for one of the robots to get through, or both the robots need to be in this room to make the cutscene trigger. And by using the grind rail, you'll have to wait a bit before your robot gets through. So it doesn't really matter anything at all, and you risk the whole run, but it feels better. So shoot once. From here you can do 2 things. Just remember, just stand down here and shoot the dropships and shoot the, I don't know what you call it, the tiny aliens. And this is what I talked about. Like, you need to remember where things spawn to complete it fast. So a lot of time saves are just remembering where things spawns and triggers to make things spawns. So instead of doing this whole grind railing part, you can just, from here, you can do the same trick I showed you the 2 challenges ago. So charge boost, flail cancel, X, or I failed there because I was a bit too slow with the first X input. So a bit before the lamp you want to press X, so right about here, and then you just wait a tiny bit, or I can try to show you, but I don't know how helpful this will be. So charge boost, flail cancel, and just like that you're up. Hopefully that helps. It was for me it was really frustrating in the beginning because I could only watch people, and it's hard to sort of decrypt when you're supposed to do the X inputs. The most important part though is that you make sure that you do the square input right after the second X input. So from up there you just charge boost once, do a slam dunk. Don't move any of the analog sticks, because then you will just glide all the way right here. So from here you can do 2 things. You could either jump over this whole gap at once and risk the run, like I did. I failed there, so I'll just show you again. Oops. Whoopsie daisy. Charge boost, slam dunk, slide. So the safe way is to jump around this corner, slam dunk, so you get stuck in this, and then just jump again. Or you could go through this wall, but it's way more difficult, and you will probably just lose time on it. So you don't need to do the slam dunk, but it's safer. Otherwise you can just do a double jump around the corner. So this fast way is to just make sure that you don't bonk in too much into the walls, and you sort of curve it, and then you do the slam dunk to ledge grab in a way. There is a crazy in-level game run on this level, but I can't even perform the way he does it, so I'm not gonna bother with it. From there, charge boost once, charge boost twice, and do the flail cancel. And instead of jumping right away on that flail cancel, you sort of wait with it, so you slide a bit and then you jump. A lot of this is just practicing over and over and mastering the flail jump. So from here, just hold in the R1 button and just shoot all the enemies. When you see a bigger explosion there that you just saw, you know the elevator is going to come down. So from here, just go up. This is an interesting way. Instead of going around this whole part, you can just charge boost over, and then make sure you shoot, press triangle and square really fast, and you'll get something like this, and you'll skip the whole part. So what you do, as I said, you press L2 twice, press R1 triangle and square really fast so you get over. I can show you again here. So you stand up here, charge boost over, triangle or R1 triangle square really fast. This wall skip is a bit more difficult, but this the same rule applies here. Place the mine a bit to the right, or have a small gap between the wall and the bomb. So get under, go to the left. Okay, now I'm doing a bit too big of a gap right there. So it's the same thing sort of. So from here you slam dunk on these two guys and you'll be on your way. The fastest way here is to charge boost, slam dunk, and from here charge boost again and do a flail cancel to get up here right away. Make sure you kill all the enemies because this robot usually gets stupid and wants to shoot instead of hack. You'll experience that a lot. And also make sure to equip the Rhino before the next challenge because you're up against Shell Shock now. Just charge boost in. When he has passed the sort of wall, you can shoot the Rhino, but make sure you don't shoot before, because then you're just going to miss. And what I usually do is I shoot these two guys with a sniper, and then I equip the flail to kill the other two. And this is just to make it a bit faster, so you're prepared with the flail, because you're going to use it here again. So here it's the same thing. Jump a bit before the light, and wait a bit with your other X input, and make sure you do the slam dunk right away after the second X input. So charge boost, bam bam, super slam, and you're over. If you want to make sure you don't ledge grab, so drag out the first X input. It's a bit tricky, but after a while you will learn not to ledge grab there. And all these tricks you just need to practice. If you get it once, you'll get it all the time after that. So from here, you want to make sure that you charge boost and you land on the edge here, not before, because then you will just lose all your momentum. But if you land on the edge, you can do a double jump right over there, because you will have all the momentum from the charge boosts. So just like that. And make sure you don't move the left analog stick, because then you will lose all the momentum and you will fall to your death and lose the run. So before you use the charge boost to get off here, make sure that the robots have spawned right next to you, because otherwise there's a chance that he will spawn right in front of you and you will go down the elevator instead of moving or getting to the end of this level. So when you land here after the double jump, charge boost, just wait and slam dunk. And as before, make sure you don't move the left analog stick, because then you will lose all the momentum again. From here, just charge boost in and you're done. So this is I think this is like one of the more tricky wall glitches you're going to do. So from here you just charge boost once, charge boost twice, shoot, so you don't bonk. And from here, there are two ways of doing this. You can either aim yourself towards the wall, or you can aim yourself to the left. If it takes as long as, if you take too long, Shell Shock will start shooting the rocket launchers, and then you know it's over. You know, you've lost the run again. So this is how I usually do it. You could just go around the left side way, or the other way around, but you lose a lot of time, or you can save a lot of time doing this way instead. So charge boost twice, place yourself correctly, go to the left. Whoops. I guess I'm a bit rusty at this, but as you can see, you're right through. So make sure that you move the left analog stick to the left if you want to make it through that wall. And I'll just show you the easier way to do this. So from here, shoot, go under and slam, or sort of slam dunk through the wall. Or you can just go through the wall. That way is a bit easier, to be honest, but I'm just used to the other way. So what I just did is I placed the bomb right next to the ledge, and then I just walk forward to the wall, and you'll be through. Here, when you place the bomb, don't move the analog stick at all, and you'll be through anyways. So place yourself under the bomb, stand still, and you'll be through. Just like that. So to trigger Shell Shock coming through here, or coming down the tunnel, you need to get the two robots through here. Usually the best way is just to spam regroup until he spawns, and as you can see, Shell Shock is here. And you shoot the Rhino right when he gets sort of down to the second, let's see. When it gets down here, you can shoot the Rhino, and then switch to the sniper and shoot him once. Skip the cutscenes, press X, and be prepared to skip a cutscene again before you can switch planets. And we're off to the next one. Hopefully this guide is not. Hopefully this guy is clear enough to make you want to run Ratchet and Clank. So from here, same thing as in the tutorial. Boost once. Aim to the left and press square. And when you speedrun this game, you want to make sure that you never restart a run when you're in the battle dome, because then when you start a new game, you will soft lock it after the first tutorial. So never end a run in the battle dome, because then you will soft lock the game. So from here you will have the sniper equipped. Use it once, switch fast to the shotgun. When you got 16 points, the first dropship will appear. Shoot it, switch to the shotgun. When you have 24 points, go over here, kill the balls. When the ball drop comes here, you know that the second dropship will spawn. From here, just spam shoot the shotgun and you're good. You can switch to the flail to prepare for the next challenge, but I prefer to have the shotgun or sniper equipped instead. So from here, charge boost, shoot, switch to flail, do the flail, cancel over the lava gap. Here you don't have to think about any spawns or anything like that. They will spawn right away. So from here. So if you want to be like, I don't know, if you want to risk the run, you can sort of time it and sort of do a flail cancel so you get to this platform right away. But there's no point to it really, because it's not worth it. So from this platform, instead of going the whole way here, you can just use the charge boosts, shoot once, and do the press square. That's all you need to do. So shoot, press square, and you're over. And you don't need to mind these enemies because you can just jump over this gap. This gap you need to practice a bit, but because you have the ninja skin, you'll move so fast, so you don't really have to train that much. Like if you play at any percent, you can do this also, but then you will need to practice a lot to get this right. But anyways, so you just jump over here. When you have sort of killed everything, all the turrets, dropship will spawn, you shoot the dropship, you shoot these guys, and the platform will appear. So from here, instead of jumping, do a flail cancel, just to save time. From here you can't really do anything. This part, you sort of just need to go on the get a feeling when the dropship sort of spawns. So I know it sort of spawns right now. When the enemies sort of appear here and you kill them, that's sort of when the dropship spawns. Here you can be like, if you want to save like 1 or 2 seconds, you can do a flail cancel when you get here right away. I don't think I'm not really that good at it, so I don't know if I'm going to get it or not, but like that. Otherwise, just walk or just jump as normal. Charge boost, shoot so you don't fall into the lava. Try to learn how to do just a single jump to get up on these parts. Why you want to sort of do this fast is because you want to make sure you don't get a cycle where you have to wait for the platform to appear, like I'm going to get right now. I need to wait a bit before I go. Switch to the sniper, kill these 2 guys. Dropship will spawn from there and up here. And then place yourself in this left corner because it's easier to just reach all the enemies from here. And you're done. So from this part you want to spam start as much as possible to skip like the cutscenes where you get back from the battle dome and that kind of stuff. Hopefully I can show you. So from here, just spam start like a maniac. And you can switch to the next planet. That will save you a couple of seconds and it feels a lot better when you actually do it. So we're off to the next planet. So from here, equip the flail, charge boost, or you can just walk up here. Here you want to do the flail cancel again to get over this first gap. And then you charge boost again, shoot, and here you don't need to do a flail cancel because you can just use the charge boosts, shoot fast, and press square. So you bonk into the wall.
The temple has been.
So when you start this challenge, just get out of the Landstalker, do the charge boost once, charge boost twice, shoot everything here. Your other robot will probably die when you go to the second node, so don't be worried if it dies, it just happens. So this time I was lucky, so no of my robots died, so we can just get on our way. And in my opinion, this is sort of the worst challenge in the whole game. So from here, you don't need to protect the robot, just go to the next point. That's a lot of time saves to this game, is to know when you can sort of not care about your robots. As you can see, I was a bit too slow, so my robot died. But anyways, just charge the first node, charge the second one. You need to protect them on the two first ones. On the other two, you don't need to care about them. From here, charge into the middle, charge again, shoot the turrets. This is the most fun way, so that's why I'm going this route. Just slam, charge boost, slam dunk here, charge boost, mark this node, continue. Mark this one and continue. And this is why you may want to equip more ammo. And we're done with this planet. So there's two ways of doing this. You can either do a flail cancel up there. It's the most common way, or the safest way. And when you set it up, you might want to make sure you sort of have the aim between, I don't know, the swamp and the rock. Switch to the flail. Do the regular flail jump. Mark the nodes. Charge over here and mark these ones. And you're done. I can't really show you the other way right now, but I'll do it at the end of this planet. So from here, equip the turret. This is where you can lose a lot of time, depending on how stupid your robots get. As you can see right here, one of my robots are stuck, and I need to wait before he gets up here to turn the crank or turn the bolt. So at each node you want to place like 2-3 turrets, mark it and move on to the next one. If you're lucky, your robot will understand to do this on the first one right away, and you'll save about like 5-10 seconds. If you're fast enough on this part, you should be able to have a robot available every time you get to a new node. So this challenge, it's just a lot about being lucky with your robots. Make sure when you're in this room to kill everything before you start before you start marking stuff, because your robot usually gets stupid and want to kill enemies instead of start hacking stuff. So when you're in this room, just go around and try to mark everything and place turrets. And while you're waiting for them to finish, equip the Rhino, because we're going to use it to complete the next challenge in a couple of seconds, so make sure you have it equipped. So there's not really much else to this room, just make sure you kill the enemies and mark all the hacking orbs. So from here, get out of the Landstalker, equip the Rhino, charge boost once, look back, shoot one Rhino, charge boost, shoot, charge boost, shoot, charge boost, 1, bonk, 2, 3, and shoot. And then you're done with this whole challenge. So I'll show you the fast way on the Labyrinth of Death. It saves you a lot of time, but it's a bit risky. So when you get here, charge boost down, glide, mark all the 3 first balls here, and then you need to fastly get through these walls, like so. And here I was a bit too slow, that's why it didn't work. So there's you save a bit of time, but there's a big risk to it. Especially if you're not used to doing the wall hack with the mines. But as you can see, I can get this in like 12-13 seconds. So that saves a lot of time. So, reactor next. And as I've said earlier, I hope you don't mind, you guys don't mind this tutorial being a bit too long. From here, charge boost once, twice, get into the battle dome, or go to the battle dome. Make sure you place these strategically, and and this challenge, I would train it a lot just to remember where enemies spawn, because right now I'm losing a lot of time because of it. So I know, for example, at round 2, a dropship spawns here, and I know that on round 3, it's not until round 3 things spawn here, so I'm not wasting ammo right there. Otherwise, there's not too much to this challenge really, so it's mostly just remembering when certain things spawns, and to remember always to refill these parts. As you can see, I've placed these mines quite badly, and that's why I'm losing a lot of time on this challenge. And it won't help you if you equip more ammo mods, because the game always gives you 12 ammo to begin with. So in this challenge, shoot once. You don't need to care. You don't have to care about your robot. All you need to do is get over here. So the way to get over here is you charge boost a tiny bit after you press or you shoot, and then you press square. So it should look something. Hopefully you can make out something from this. But charge boost, shoot, and slam dunk. So I'll show again. Charge boot, shoot there, and slam dunk. This shouldn't be too difficult when you're using the ninja skin. If you're not using the ninja skin, it's really difficult, and you'll barely get it like once or twice. Make sure you don't charge into this railing, because you'll lose time just having to going down the rail. Here you just shoot, continue, because you don't need to care about your robots here. Same thing here. Flail jump over here and move on to the last node. As you can see, one of your robots are already done. Tell him go there, and you don't need to care about him either. Equip the rhino, or I made a mistake here because you want to equip the flail too, but now you're up against reactor, so skip, shoot, and use the flail. Just spam the flail. I was a bit too slow because I needed to switch weapons, but otherwise you don't need to use a second rhino shot, and you'll do that challenge in like 6 seconds. So spam start again, or maybe my game crashed now, I don't know, I think my game crashed. And that's another thing that can happen a lot in this game. Idle games didn't really do the best job when it came to exporting the Deadlocked game to the PS3, so there's a lot of frustrating parts to this game. So be prepared when running this game that you lose a lot of runs to crashes or the robots just being stupid. And losing your time. And we're back. Hopefully the game doesn't crash again when I'm trying to make a guide out of it. Anyways, so like I can't show you it, but like when you're, like I've said, like always when you're done with a battle stage or battle dome arena thing, always spam the start button so you immediately get into the menu select. And we're off to the next planet. From here, you should have the flail equipped after the reactor battle, so charge boost, wait a while, and you can sort of move along this direction if you press the left analog stick to the right, to the left, and press R1 to shoot. So from here, you don't need to kill all these enemies. It's not necessary, or I can just show you how you do it fast instead. So there I shot the weapon too quickly. If you want to avoid the missiles from the ship, always jump off from... Oh, really? Always jump from this ledge. And I died again. So there we go, finally. So don't press the right arrow key directly, because then he will make a grind rail between those parts instead of this part. From here, just jump again. You could go this way, but in my opinion this flail cancel is quite safe, so I would recommend training this instead. So you just do a regular flail cancel here, just to get to this third platform. From here, you could do another flail cancel, but in my experience, the robots usually just get stupid, and they usually spawn under the whole map and that kind of stuff. So usually I just go over the platforms instead, just to avoid this risk. It can also happen that those I don't even know what they're called, but they can spawn right in front of you and you can fall to your death too. So that one is not a safe flail cancel, but you can do it if you want to. If you want to have a bit of risk in your run. From here, just shoot the aliens. You want to jump a bit before you're done, like with the grind rails. You can just charge boost, use the charge boosts right away. And then just spam the charge boosts, get to the end. Usually your robots are a bit slow here, so just try to kill all the enemies and do the bolt yourself instead. The missiles can't get to you, so you're safe in here from that. But if your robots are fast, let them do it so you don't risk so you don't run the risk of getting hit. From here, I usually like to drive this ship with both my index fingers and my middle finger, just so I can shoot, use the missiles, go up and down at the same time. And you go up and down, R2, L2, shoot with R1, the missiles with L1. You can't charge up any missiles if you don't have a lock on, so just spam the L1 button instead. It's faster. And right now I'm going the fastest route on this level, so all you have to do is to make sure, keep always an eye on the minimap, just to make sure the star disappears, just to make sure that you've gotten all the enemies, because otherwise you'll lose a lot of time. And what I usually like to do is to focus on the quarks before I focus on the big guy, because they are usually the easiest one to sort of miss and then forget, and then you have to go back again and lose time. And often, if you're fast on getting them, you can usually push them down the ledge or something like that. So right here, hopefully I can just push some of them down, as you can see. So from here, just move on. There's not really much else to this. And we're done with this challenge. So from here, jump once, charge boosts, shoot, or you can just turn around and charge boost again, shoot, switch to the mine. I would not recommend placing the mines in the middle because it makes it way more difficult. And the most tactical way placing the mines is up here. So as usual, keep a bit of distance, go under the mine and go to the left, and make sure you're a bit below the mine instead of a bit above the mine. So under, to the left, whoops, and you're through. Some walls, I think this is one of them, it's easier if you jump right when the bomb lands, or if you use the just jump a bit before the bomb lands. When you get out here, charge boosts, use the charge boost directly or right away and get to this wall. Same thing here, try to avoid the middle because it's a bit more difficult. Place one, jump one, go through. You can just go left, but it's a bit easier if you jump right before the bomb lands. So from here, I usually like to use the flail so I can get a bit further with my charge boots. Just use the charge boots, do one slam dunk, get over here. If you want to, if you're like, oh, I'm going to save like 1 second, you can just use the flail cancel here, or not die. Don't be that slow like I was, but anyways, you can sort of skip a bit of it, but it's not really worth the risk. Here, make sure you jump because you want to sort of get between the gap where these spawn, so you don't bonk. So just from here, charge boost again, shoot, or you don't really need to shoot, depending on what weapon you have. From here, charge boost to the second one, and just make sure you don't like let go too quickly, because then you run the risk of just not getting to the next swing shot, and then your run is over. So there, it's better to be safe than sorry. Just shoot all of them. Go on the left side here. This is the fastest way. Depending on how fast your robots are here, on getting to the crank or whatever, the bolt, it all depends if you're going to do it or you want the robots to do it. And that's the asteroid belt. This planet doesn't have too much going for it. Like it's not really complicated, but equip the rocket launcher, charge boost, EMP it, or I'll redo this so you'll see how it really goes down. EMP, make sure all your rockets hit, otherwise you won't kill the turret. After telling the robots to hack the orbs, you charge boost once, you shoot, so you sort of slide up here, you jump, charge boot again, you can do a slam dunk and slide over. Hopefully these guys understand to do an EMP anytime soon. So all the missiles, mark. Make sure if you don't get both the robots to mark, or if you don't get both the robots to hack the orbs, make sure you kill the crab, or whatever you call it, crusty crab, because otherwise it will interrupt the robot and you will lose a lot of time. So from here, charge boost, use charge boot, EMP, all the missiles, make sure all the missiles hit. Switch to the turret gun, and we're on to the next challenge. So this challenge, it can ruin your run if you don't know how to handle the bug. So from here, get off the hover bike, or I'll have to do this fast so it actually works. Get off. You can just, if you want to, you can place 3, but I prefer 5 because it doesn't really matter in the end, because the robots will get to a certain point and it won't matter, sort of. So just try to get as many killed, try to shoot down as many as possible before they get to your turrets. So we're just tricking the robots to get to go into the trap where you have set it up. So right now the bug didn't happen, but what usually can happen is that they disappear, and when I finish this planet I'll show you how you can handle, if that happens, how you can handle it. So this challenge is really easy, but if you're unlucky, your robots can get really stupid. So you just mark them to fix the bolt, and you move on to the next one. This is what you do for all the bolts. So you go to the next node right away. And as you can see, my guy, make always sure that your guys sort of understand what they're supposed to do. And then you just move along this way, and then you mark the last one. You don't need to go up there or anything. Just make sure you sort of jump, because otherwise you can't get over the ledge. And after that, we have the Ace Hard Light challenge. So the fastest way here, you want to equip the turret, turn to the right, go down this road, charge boost once, twice, charge boost again. Just place as many charts as you need to, and just go around this whole place and mark everything over and over again, because your robots are really stupid and they will never understand what they need to do. So always make sure you just go around the whole place marking everything. And if you see the time, you know, like, you already know that you're done and you're safe. As usual, just skip the cutscenes. There's multiple of them, so just spam. So I'll try to get the bug where these guys disappear, and so you'll see for yourself how you can handle it. So usually it can happen if you only place 3 or something like that, but like, maybe say you miss a lot of them, you don't really get. Let's see if it happens now. As you can see, they disappeared, but it was also because I placed 2 little turrets, and so I will redo this challenge again. Oops, I don't have any ammo left. Well, this may be a problem. Let me get some ammo. So right now I'm just hoping that I can actually get the bug, so I can show you how to handle it. So as you can see, 2 disappeared. So what you do in this situation is to jump over right here, and they will spawn again, as you can see, and then you're done with the challenge. And then you'll only lose like 5 to 6 seconds. So if that happens, you can be like, you can sort of calm yourself by just going there, and they will spawn right away. So same thing here, charge boost, aim to the left, and slam on the square button. Try to get as many quirks at the same time here, so you don't waste time in needing to recharge or wait for the sniper to shoot again. That's like sort of the only time loss you can get here. So here, this is why I have the fast mod on the mine, just to place out stuff fast here. So you sort of want to place the mines here, there, and right there, just because like the bigger enemies spawn there when you only have the machine guns to use against them. So first one spawns there, so I placed them a bit wrong, and then second one there, and the third one here. And that's the whole challenge. So this challenge is where you can take your toilet break and just do nothing at all. It's really easy, and there is really no way of getting around waiting 2 minutes here, because the challenge is done when the timer is done. There's like there's no specific area I need to get to. So from here, if you don't want to handle all of this stuff and just want to take a break, do the same thing. Use the charge boost, shoot, and slam. Or there I waited a bit too long, but charge boost, shoot, and slam. And you'll still get like targeted by the bombs here, but you can use you can get through this wall by placing the bomb a bit further away, so it sort of slides down and pushes you through. So I'll try to do it here. And make sure you move to the left too. This is easily the hardest wall to get through, so. But I mean, if you don't get it, you don't need to worry. But as you can see there, I sort of let the bomb sort of slide down a bit to push me through. So if you get down here, you're safe. Nothing is going to happen to you, and you can take your toilet break, coffee break, fika pause, whatever. So during these last 30 seconds, I don't know, I could talk about why I like speedrunning this game. Well, I like to speedrun this game because it's sort of like you don't need to learn too much to be good at it. Maybe you don't really prefer that. You want to have a game like Ouya, where you always have to be precise with everything. Also, what I missed here is you need to equip the Rhino. I got too comfortable. So from here, you want to have the flail equipped, so you can just spam slam this guy or the eviscerator, and if you're lucky, you can get the eviscerator in 2 hits. It all depends on how well you hit the flail in the beginning. Like to get this, you sort of have to miss the first shot so it doesn't give the full damage to eviscerator, and then you sort of want to get the full damage all the time. Otherwise, just shoot 3 rhino shots and you're good. Anyway, same thing here. Spam the sort button to get right away to the menu selection and switch planets. and if there's any questions, I'll gladly answer them, or you can just post them on the forum. So from here, you only need to load up the missiles twice to, or you only need one missile to hit, but I usually charge up 2 because there's a chance of one of the missiles hitting the grunts instead. So from here you just need to sort of train, you just need to train using the L2 and R2 button here to sort of move the best way. Because you can't really aim and shoot, or you can't really use L2 and R2 while you're shooting. Try to avoid as much as possible, get that health pack just to make sure you don't die on this challenge. You'll lose a lot of time. But anyways, you don't need to care about any of the enemies on this planet. You won't die if you don't take too many hits. And it's not really difficult to dodge. Because the turrets will also focus your robots instead of you, luckily. But as you can see, I don't have too much health left. But anyways, we'll make it for sure. So all you have to do, use L2, R2, load up 2 missiles for each of those power generators, try to get that 1 health pack and you're good. So from here, you can be unlucky and the robots can be stupid and not spawn where you're at. There's not really much you can do but wait out until they spawn up here. But when they do spawn, mark one of the nodes, shoot a rhino shot, use the charge boots. This is completely safe. There's no risk of you dying here, so don't be worried with that. You don't have any. If you don't have any robots here that can sort of do the grind raid for you, just do the flail cancel over here. It's really safe. So just shoot the rhino again. Mark the node. Do the flail cancel, just to save some time. Wait a tiny bit. You can just. There's 2 ways of doing that, but I find that one the fastest. You don't really have to care too much about your robots because there's not really a big risk of them getting killed on this level. So now it's time for the ship again. Go down to the right. Mark all the nodes. This will save you like 4 seconds. If you go around the whole place, shoot. You don't have to worry about your robots here, don't worry about them. They will survive. All you need to think about is marking all these nodes so you complete this challenge a bit faster. Because your robots, if you mark all the nodes, your robots will go way faster to the next section on this map. So from here, if you want to, I don't think there's a risk of them really dying, but if you want to be sure, you can just follow them along and kill everything. But that's really all there's to this challenge. Just going around the whole place, marking all the nodes and making sure you kill all the turrets along the way. So for the next challenge, this is where you'll use the rocket launcher. Shoot the ship, you shoot everything, because the rocket launcher, you may think, oh, I want to use the sniper, but everything will, the rocket launcher is the only thing that will insta-kill all these enemies. Here you can shoot both. If you have the area mod, or if you aim a bit better, then you can kill both of them right away, if you want to save a tiny bit of time. But that's all there is to that challenge, really. The only challenge you will have a problem with is the energy collector. If your robot gets stuck in the beginning, make sure to look at the map that the robot really goes to the node, so you don't have to restart the run. So I think this is the fastest planet in the whole speedrun. Mostly because you just skip everything. You just skip everything on this level. So from right here, you just aim to the right, charge boost once, slam dunk, don't move anything. Don't move any analog stick, and you'll slide right up here. So what you want to do from here, I'll just kill the enemies to make it easier to follow. So what you want to do here is, when you jump up this wall, you sort of want to go up and to the left, a bit to the left, and press square. You just need to practice this a bit. It's faster than trying to get through here, and in my opinion it's just easier. So as you could see there, when I sort of got there, I could jump again and get over. So move forward, press X a bit to the left, sort of do a smooth movement, and press square. And you're over. From here, hopefully you still have the rocket launcher equipped. Charge boost once, aim at the middle of the car, and try to get both of the enemies at the same time. It's quite difficult, so it takes a bit of practice to get it down. So from here, it's the same thing as many other places with nodes. You just mark the place, and you don't have to care about the robot anymore. That is like the best part of this game, sort of. Don't move too far away from the node before, but you can still mark it and move on. But if you want to be safe, you can stand right next to the node, and when you see the cutscene, you mark it and then move on. But it can go faster if you move a bit further away and then mark the node. Same thing here, just mark the node, continue, and work your way to this wall. Equip the mine launcher, and you're done. There's not really much else to that level. From here, if you don't want to bonk, aim to the right and charge boost once, and you'll get into this nice corner and you won't bonk. So from here, a bit of a distance from the wall, move to the left and press X, or sort of jump when the mine sort of lands, just to make it easier for you. So from here, this is the most difficult wall glitch you'll have to do. It's really precise, but what you can do is, you see the outer ring of the mine. You want to have that right next to the laser wall, and when you move under, you sort of want to be on the bottom part of the mine, and then you want to move to the left and press X, or do the jump thing, just like that. It looks easy, but it's really difficult to get down or get right all the time. So moving in here, there is another way that I sort of discovered by accident. As you can see, when you jump on the gravity boot things, you sort of get a lot of air. So what you can do, if you want to save a couple of seconds but you risk a lot more, is to jump over this corner right here, and you're in here. If your robot ever like gets stuck here and gets stupid, just try to jump over the mud and get back in, or after a while you may be lucky and he might spawn here. So I can show you the gravity thing again. So it's not too precise getting through this wall. It's just make sure that you go to the left and press X. That's all you need to know to make it through. So to sort of do this gravity thingy, you don't want to have your camera looking up, because then it won't work. You want to look a bit down, and when you get around this area, jump and move the left analog stick so far up to the right, upright as possible. And you want to, if you know you have succeeded, if you sort of jump again from this point, that's when you know you're going to succeed. Otherwise, I would just try to. I would not continue with the whole thing. If you don't land around this part, don't try continuing, and just do the wall thing instead. So from here, as you can see, my camera was a bit too high, so that's why it resetted my movement. So from here, it's really not recommended, but it feels really good when you get this to work, like just like that. But I'll show you again this. So the outer ring right next to the laser wall, place it, go under a bit more down than up, to the left and press X. I'm not sure if it actually works from this way, but who knows. Yes, it does. So same thing here. And if you fail, that's a really important part, don't try to smack your bombs and jump on them, because when you smack them, more of them spawn, way more, and if you jump, you sort of shoot the tinier bombs to the sides. But anyways, so outer ring right next to laser, go under to the left and jump, and you're done. If your robots get stuck, try to jump back and forth here. There's not really much you can do. I would not use the call command because usually it doesn't register anyways. So this is sort of the most fun part. From here you just charge boost. You just use your charge boosts to get down to this wall right there. So all you need to do is use the charge boosts, wait quite a while, and you need to wait quite a while before you do the square input, because otherwise, if I show you, you'll just aim for something that doesn't exist and you'll lose the whole run, or you'll lose a lot of time, because you can't really aim. If you move the left analog stick, you're going to lose all your momentum and you're going to just fall down into the mud or gravy. From here, imagine that this is just a regular wall, like always. A bit of distance, go under, go to the left, and jump right before it lands. Makes it a bit. No, oh, sorry. On this wall, don't jump. Just place yourself correctly from the beginning. Just like that. And you're done with this planet. Usually this planet takes like way less time, but I'm doing a guide, so it takes a bit longer. But hopefully, I really hope that this guide sort of makes people want to run this game way more. Because I think this is like a really fun casual speedrunning game. Like, it's not like crazy difficult, but it's not also too easy. So I think it's a good mix. I mean, oh yeah, sorry, I need to do a guide here. There's no point in shooting these guys before all of them have landed, sort of, because otherwise you'll just end up having to shoot twice. And this part is just a lot about remembering when the dropships spawn and that kind of stuff. But I mean, this challenge is not really too difficult. Just wait a bit until all the ugly things spawn. When you shoot this bomb glove, I'll call it the bomb glove, always try to look away from the explosion, because your frame rate will drop a lot if you look towards the explosion. When you're in round 4, that's when you know there's going to be minion spawn and then a turret spawn and then a minion spawn, turret spawn. It goes that way, like a turret, minions, turret, minions, turret, minions. And you do sort of a whole one and a half turn or for 80 turn of enemies. So here it's really practical to use the flail because you have equipped a lot of area mods, and this flail you'll reach all the enemies like really fast. When you sort of get an opening where you don't need to kill too many enemies, make sure you equip the Rhino. This is just because you need it against a Hardlight that we're going to kill later, or right after this challenge, of course. I mean, it is good if you can remember all these spawns, but I mean, it's not necessary. It's really not. As you can see, I can clear out all the zombies with one smacko because I have the area mod. So up against Ace Hardlight, you want to hit 2 or 3 flail hits, and then you want to switch to the Rhino. So 1, 2, 3, switch quickly and shoot, and he's dead. If you shoot more than like 3 times, you won't be able to shoot with the Rhino, and you'll lose a lot of time, like a lot of time. So there I forgot to spam start, and as you can see, you lose a bit of time because you get to see the whole cutscene where you get back and you can't press start right away. So make sure you press start a lot when you're done with the Battle Dome challenge. And we're almost done. And if you're splitting on this game, I would recommend that you split like not Davey does. He splits like when you see the ship pass you right away. So now we're getting to the most important flail cancel in the whole game. So right here, just mark this. The robots won't kill your guy at all. Place yourself down this ledge and you'll see what happens. As you can see, I right away spawn on the grind rail. I've never sort of fallen down there, so I don't think there's a big risk to it, so don't worry about that part. From here, switch to your flail, slam dunk once from here. You sort of want to do a smooth movement here. You want to charge boot, slam, and then right away do a flail cancel over. So just make sure you don't bonk into the bolt, and just make sure you don't wait too long so you stop at this edge. Like you can jump right here or you can jump here. You're safe either way. Like if I jump from there, you can see I have plenty of air to get over anyways. So from here, charge boost, aim, charge boost, charge boost, charge boost, and then just charge boost, and you'll hit the end goal, and you're done. And that one is the most important one to master, because you can, otherwise you'll lose a couple of minutes if you can't do that one. So from here, charge boost, try to get through this hole, because otherwise you'll bonk into all the guards and it will frustrate you a lot. So just try to be fast and avoid the guards. If you want to play safe, you can do the mine thing, like as usual, just go to the left, jump through. There's really not much else to it. But there's another way too. If you remember from the Arnold Schwarzenegger map, where you can charge boost, shoot, switch weapon and square. This is quite safe because you will always try to hit this bomb, so you will sort of fly up again. So if I show you, as you can see, there's not really too much risk to it if you just know how to do the L2. So L2, L2, R1, triangle, square. If you know how to do that, you're going to succeed every time. So there's not too much risk to that. And just use the charge boosts to get into the goal, and you're done. So from here, equip the mine. I saw someone going that way, and that's like a really huge mistake, because as you can see, we want to get to the upper left part there, and if you go the right way, you're losing way too much time. But you only have to go through a wall with a mine once. I guess that's the only positive part. So as usual, a bit from the wall, shoot, go under, and jump. I find you can also use the smacko with the square, but I find jumping more easy. So same thing here. You just need to train this to get it up consistently. There's not much else to it. When you get through, charge boost, shoot, and don't walk right away. Try to jump just to save a bit of time. From here, charge boosts. To be honest, I'm not really too good at this part, but you need to shoot all the screens to continue this part. And from here, same thing again. 4 fingers for the optimal experience. So right here, I don't know if it really helps, but I don't use the missiles because you don't really need them, and I don't really want to drop any more frames than I already have to do. So just remember this route, and you'll get the best time possible on this map. You can go on the left there if you don't want to run the risk of getting stuck or getting bonked too much, but it's a bit faster going the other way. While you're shooting that turret, work your way up here, because you want to kill all these bombs. And when you're killing these, while you're destroying these boxes, use the missiles too, because there's a slim chance that they will hit the boxes as well. So if you do this challenge a couple of times, you sort of get the feeling when you've hit the turrets enough. So from here, shoot these 2, work your way up, just spam, go down again. If you steer the ship too much above the first turret, you won't be able to use the missiles so make sure you sort of stay a bit back. While you're shooting this, work your way up, and from here, same thing, just shoot everything. And you're done with the ghost station. And now for the last planet. I would recommend that you train this planet the mostly because you can save if you do this well, you can save like 1.5 minutes compared to doing it the wrong way, sort of. So if you practice this whole last section, this is where you're going to have the most time save in the whole game, probably after a while of running this game. So from here, same thing again, aim to the left, square. If you fail, don't worry, just charge boost again. If you fall down here, you can, there's no worries, you can charge boost down. I'll try to show it. You can use charge boost, get down, and still hit the back. Well, now I can't, but you still can't get it. You still can get into the shuttle. Anyways, so you want to go to the control area. La-di-da. This part you can't skip. You have to watch. So enjoy it. From here, equip the mine, because otherwise you run the risk of bonking into stuff, and the mine sort of makes that not possible. Anyways, this is why you may want to equip more ammo on the mine launcher, because you're going to use this a lot on these levels. That's why you can lose so much time on this level too, because if you fail, you get stressed. It's the last level. So charge boost, try to avoid everything, but try to not kill everything, because then a way more difficult enemy will spawn this one, and if that one spawns, you're going to have a lot of trouble getting through this one. So I would not recommend, again, trying the middle part. Try the upper part, and try to avoid avoiding shooting the bomb too much to the right, because it will sort of slide down and you won't be able to get through the wall. But this is a good position. Walk under, go to the left and jump. Or I guess not. Don't jump here, sorry. Don't jump here. Some parts are easier if you jump, some parts are more difficult if you jump. So from here, charge boost 1, switch to the flail. If you're not fast enough, your flail will aim at these guys instead. But if you're fast enough, you can do a flail cancel over the whole part. So I'll try showing that. So, and you're bam over, and you don't take too much risks with that part, because if you fall down, you fall down for you die completely. So same thing here. Just walk to the left and you're through. Place yourself correct so you don't bonk. Equip the flail here. Get into the middle. Slam 1. Slam 2. If your robots are slow, if you don't understand, you can take the risk of doing a flail cancel over, but it's really not recommended, because you'll lose the run. So anyways, I'll redo this part again. So place it there, go to, okay. Sometimes you can just be unlucky and get Ratchet's idle animation for the weapon, and there's nothing you can do about it except trying to reset to the right aim again. So here, charge. If you don't get through the wall, like at your first try, when going to the left, then you can jump to ensure. Anyways, aim here, charge boost, tell your robots to get through. Here, you always want to make sure that you take out these laser turrets, because they will interrupt your guys non-stop if you don't take care of them. And you see those guys right there? Let them be alive, because otherwise more enemy spawns, as you can see. If you keep them alive, you don't have to handle these guys, because then there's a risk that your robots die and then you lose time and all that kind of stuff. But on this first level, there's not, like, really not that much of a chance of them dying. But if you want to make sure you don't fail there, just don't kill 1 or 2 of those guys. So from here, there's no point on doing the wall hack, because you don't gain that lot of time. So just tell your robots to unlock the door. Place yourself here so you can charge boot right away here. Hold yourself to this left corner or left edge, and make sure that you don't go under the spiders, because there's a risk that they will squash you. Same here as usual, just go to the left and you're through. Charge boost right away, charge boost again. If you see that your robots die, just revive them. Try to not bonk. Here, equip the flail, get into the middle, slam dunk, do a flail cancel, and that's way faster than just walking over. So here it's too difficult to do a flail cancel, so what you can do if you practice enough is you can charge boost just right over them. Otherwise, That's how it usually goes. Like you bonk into like the last one, the first one. But if you aim, if you train enough, you'll get there. So from there, charge boost. If you want, you can walk up. But from here, don't bother getting this done. Just get through here. This is the most difficult one to keep your robots alive. If you want them to get through, just go to the go further into the room to make them small. As you can see, already one of my robots died. The best way to keep your robots alive is just to jump around and hope for the best by slam dunking with a flail. This is the part where you can save a lot of time. So but this problem can occur with them getting pushed up against the wall, and then you sort of just lost a lot of time. But that one is the most difficult one out of these three, so that one I would practice the most. From here, charge boost, slam dunk, don't move the analog stick, charge boost again, aim for this corner, this nice corner so you don't bonk. Here you can if you want to aim in the middle, but it's a bit more difficult, so I usually just don't. And I don't really prefer this bottom part, and for me it's easier to get through on the upper part of this, as you can see right there. Here again you run the risk of your robots not getting through, but try to get close to the ledge and they hopefully will spawn. Otherwise, once again, you can do the try your luck and do a flail cancel over this gap. But that usually happens to you. As you can see, I was lucky this time, my robots got through the first time. But now I actually want to get this done. Oh, there we go. So that's how it looks like if you succeed with a flail cancel over that gap. You don't have much margins, that's why you don't do it really. Especially because it's at the end of the run. When you get through, charge boots right through here, try to avoid the turret. Just use the charge boots. Go to the left, the usual mine thingy. Here the laser turrets won't shoot, but so you don't have to worry about them. Just take care of this turret, and the same thing can happen here. As you can see, if you take care of this guy, if you let this guy live, there won't be a problem. So from here, if he's in the turret, you just need to stand on it and nothing is going to happen. So also make sure you equip the Rhino for Vox. So then you're done with the Vox station. So it's only the second challenge that's like really, that can give you a big time loss. Like the other two are quite safe. The first one and third one is quite safe. So from here, just spam the Rhino. Don't shoot too quick because, as you can see, I missed, so wait a tiny bit at least. I don't know if it's faster to switch to the flail between, but you can also, I don't know if you can use the bomb. Maybe it saves time. Anyways. Just like that. And the thing is, you're done with the split, you stop the timer when the black screen starts. So right there you pause the timer. And you're done with Ratchet and Clank Deadlocked. Hopefully this guide was not too dragged out, and hopefully it helped you and answered your questions about about this speedrunning this game. If you haven't, if you don't have a New Game Plus save, I'll show you the fastest way, or the fastest way of getting all the exterminator cards is like this one. The Shell Shock is really easy because you just need to buy all the Omega mods. This one requires all the skill points. This requires 5 stars on all the challenges, so you need to complete the game once, and then you need to complete the game once again on the most difficult challenge. This one you'll just get automatically when you get enough dread points, and this one you'll also get enough when you get 100 health. You get this one. So what I would recommend is just completing the game just regularly, like you just play through the game if you start fresh from a new game. I'll show you the challenge. Like before you start a new game, I would recommend you leveling up all the weapons before you start a new game on the end zone. This challenge is really good to just level up all your weapons because there's only tiny grunts that spawn, and you just get way too much XP for this level. So when you've leveled up all your weapons to level 10, I would start a new game. And when you start a new game, I would just play through on the hardest challenge or hardest difficulty on all the challenges, even if you may have to restart once or twice. But I would just play through them at the hardest challenge so I don't have to redo them. And same thing, if you, on your New Game Plus, just work your way to this challenge. This challenge is after the reactor battle, and then you can level up all your other weapons to 99. Then, after you have sort of done all the challenges to on the hardest difficulty, I would focus on the skill points. I wouldn't really focus on the skill points until you're done with everything else, because it's just a pain getting the skill points and trying to at the same time complete the game. So anyways, that's everything. I'll stop before this gets too long. Goodbye.